As we examine logic and the right use of reason in the inquiry after truth, we must understand that discernment and proper exercise of our senses to discern between good and evil will not come just from a textbook learning or various rules and methods. It will come through application, practice, and a true exercising of our senses on a daily basis. With that in mind, this discourse on logic is presented in various lessons to help you grasp the necessary ideas in a proper order. We cannot immediately view or even fully understand the application in daily life without an examination of the foundation of how we think. As you start the lessons, give diligence to understand each lesson before proceeding to the next lesson. Each lesson is divided by subject and ideas to help you best grasp each concept before moving on to the next. The lessons will vary in length as well as in difficulty. If you are taking notes or using the workbook, it is recommended that you watch the lesson through once without taking notes. That way you can give it your full attention and better understand the concepts and terms without distraction. Then, watch the lesson again, taking notes. On average, each lesson is about 5 minutes long, so watching it twice is not time-consuming. Because of the richness of the subject we will be examining, as well as the importance of understanding several key terms, you should be prepared to watch each lesson at least twice for best comprehension. If you do not fully grasp the concepts in a lesson, review it again until you are familiar with the terms presented. Of all the subjects and sciences, logic can be somewhat tiresome to study. As you start the first few lessons, it may seem slow and even impractical. However, the first 13 lessons are vitally important to understanding the application. Isaac Watts knew that proper discernment in life does not come just from being able to recognize logical fallacies or methods of rhetoric and debate. He knew that true logic comes from an understanding of how we think. When we understand how we think, we can better understand how and why we make mistakes in judgment. Logical fallacies are just one aspect of poor thinking. This logic discourse is divided into 4 sections. The first section covers the very foundation of how we think. Section 2 covers what can affect our thinking and starts to get into the application aspects. Section 3 covers what can affect our reasoning, and Section 4 covers how we arrange our thinking. All of these must be viewed in their proper sequence, so that you come to a better grasp of how important right reason is in the inquiry after truth. If you are using the workbook, each lesson will display the text to be written into blanks on slides that have the quill and inkwell. For the most part, with few exceptions, blank slides are just for visual emphasis. As you watch the presentation, keep in mind that there is no underlying storyline with the characters. They are merely for visual illustrations and metaphors of the concepts that will be covered in the various lessons. If you find that you are too distracted watching them, that you tune out the teaching, you will find it easier to concentrate if you defocus from the visual illustrations and just look slightly off screen so that you can direct your attention to listening. It is my hope and prayer that this presentation will aid you with ways that you can exercise your senses to discern between good and evil.